Hey guys, thanks for dropping in for another diecast video here. I'm going to show you a custom build that I did a while back. This car started out as a Rusty Wallace, Rusty's Final Ride, last call, whatever they called it. In 2005, they did a bunch of commemorative diecast and shirts and coats and hats and all kinds of stuff. But so that's what this car started out as. I'm sure there's going to be some Rusty Wallace fans that are thinking, what on earth would you take and make a custom build out of this? But you got to start with something. So picked this up pretty cheap at a garage sale or toy show or something. The guy had it on his table for like $10. So total production on this, they made 4,368 of them back in 05. And the reason I wanted this one was because, being that it's the Miller Lite Dodge, it was the correct base coat. And what I mean by that is the base color of the body, the base paint that they paint these, was the color that I needed to make a Kurt Busch 2007 Dodge Charger. So if you haven't watched, go back and watch my custom build video. I did a Mark Martin Stroh's Lite build, and it kind of those videos explain how the base coat works and how to strip these cars down and still utilize the base paint. Everything else that you see on here is new decals. So anyway, stripped it down, took all the Rusty Wallace stuff off, and got the Power Slide decal kit from Mike's Decals, and put everything back on and made it into a Kurt Busch car. So a few little blemishes here and there with these decals. They're not always perfect going on, but if you use the right products, it does definitely help. The biggest place where I have an issue is going around the roof flaps. As you can see there at the top of the center of the two, I had to dab that with some touch-up paint, and it looks like I might need to touch up the edge of that top flap there. But it's really hard to get these decals to lay in there, and then you got to cut them out so that the roof flaps can open again. So the one thing I really liked on this one was the clear coat turned out really great. This was one of the first ones that I used, the decal clear coat, decal safe clear coat from MR Hobbies, and that has been my go-to ever since. So if you look, there's a few other places. This spot here on the Miller Lite over the rear wheel wells, that's a real tricky spot. As you can kind of see that, if I can get it to focus here, maybe you can see that transition from the top of the quarter to the greenhouse is kind of a tough transition. And I had to put a ton of decal compound on there to get that to lay in there, and you got to be real careful because you can tear them. The windows, looks like I need to take this apart. I got my fingerprints on the inside of the windows, putting it back together, so I should take it apart and wipe the inside of the windows off. Sometimes when you're gluing that stuff all back together, you don't realize you get fingerprints all over it until it's all back together and done. But a few tricky spots. The number 2 on the door, you can see kind of, they're not really air bubbles, but it's like spots. These are older decals and they didn't stick perfectly. I had to use a ton of decal compound. It was kind of tricky with these older ones. But the rocker, the white rocker decal, and the number 2 it's all one piece. So you got to lay it on there all in one piece, and then lay like the contingency sponsors over top of it. And this rocker decal back here on the quarter, you know, it's not perfect. Some of these, you know, the older ones, they kind of, you got to be really careful with them, because they can crack and things like that. But all in all, it turned out pretty good. Once you get it into your display case and close the glass door, you know, nobody can really tell. So I just really enjoy doing this stuff in the winter time when I don't have a lot going on. These are fun things to do, kind of keep you busy, and sometimes you can build a custom and save yourself a ton of money over buying an actual production model of a certain car that you know, don't necessarily have to have the authentic one. It's more for yourself, and you can build a custom and put it in your case, and you've got that paint scheme or whatever you wanted, and you didn't spend a whole lot of money. I think this car here, I've probably got $25 in it between the car and the decals. So anyway, that's all I got on this one, guys. We got some new stuff coming. Lionel released some new stuff. Looks like our Richard Petty Daytona 500 car is going to be coming. I haven't got a shipping confirmation on it yet, but as soon as I get that, we'll take a look at that one. So we'll catch you on the next one. I'll try and have another group of videos here in the next couple days. Maybe drop some more. Just been busy with work and stuff. So thanks for hanging in there with me, guys.